everyone is joining in. Today I have another round of Ticket to Read. So this is a TBR game that I play every single month where I draw 3 ticket cards and 4 trading cards that represents different genres, and I fill up the tracks throughout the month. And if you want to see all the rules for Ticket to Read, I'll put the playlist in the corner so you guys see how it all began. But let's talk about how I did it for March. Before I do it, you guys noticed that I got new glasses recently. I've been needing new glasses for a while, but I just thought I would mention it. I really like them, even though I still not used to the frames being thick, but I'm loving my new glasses. But anyways, I just thought I'd give you a quick thing, because you guys probably noticed that I got new glasses recently. But anyways, let's get to how I did in March. So here, whoops, okay. So here are some of the books that I was supposed to read in March. So I'm currently reading 2 books right now. I'm kind of been reading slow because I'm in a reading slump, and plus I've been busy with what's been going on in my personal life. I am still reading Upside Up Fallen, and I'm really liking it so far, so I'll try to get this finished by the end of the month. And I'm listening to The Great Gatsby on audiobook, and I literally just started this today. I'm filming this on the 20th of March, which I do have about 10 more days left in a month, but the audiobook is so short, I probably will finish it for sure. So for the rest of the books on my TBR, I probably will read at least 1 or 2 more, depends on my mood. So and of course I mentioned I think I mentioned this in my previous Ticket to Read video that after my wedding and stuff, I'm not going to do punishments, but I will roll over some books if I want to. Most likely I probably will roll one of them, but for now I will try to read one of these whenever I can, and I'm just gonna try at least 1 or 2 of them from this stack for the rest of the month. So for last April, I did use these little Easter eggs for each genre, but for this month I decided to do that with the prompts instead of the genres, just because I'm trying to mood read a little bit because of my reading slump. So I'm just deciding to just use those Easter eggs for the prompts instead, and for the ones that I can control, obviously. So that's what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, let's get to the first draw. So these were the prompts that I used for last month. Oop. Didn't mean to drop those prompts there. And these were the train cards that were used last month. So for the train, since I'm in the middle of a reading slump right now, I'm only currently reading 1 book, but I probably will complete 2 more prompts. So I'm gonna just add these tracks here that has 3 on it, or I could do just 2 because I feel like with my reading slump I probably will only complete 1 more book before the end of the month. Maybe I'll just do that then, not to put too much pressure on myself. And I only have like a few trains left, but who knows what's gonna happen when I do end up doing the longest route. But the first ticket card that I have here is 5-star prediction. So the first ticket card I have here is 5-star prediction, which means I get to read one of my 5-star prediction books. So they're in the Easter eggs right in this bag, and I'm sorry that I don't have an Easter basket. I'll try to get an Easter basket for next April. But anyways, let me draw from one of these eggs. Or maybe I should shuffle them first and then pick. Okay, I got the blue one, and let's see which 5-star prediction this one is. Oh, The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. Let me go grab it. I'm really excited that this got picked because I've been wanting to read it for a while. So here is The Shadows Between Us by Trisha Levenseller. This is about a girl who's planning on revenge on the Shadow King. Her plan is to kill the Shadow King, make the Shadow King fall in love with him, and and kill him. I forgot the third step. Okay, yeah, woo the Shadow King, obviously. Marry him and then kill him and take over the kingdom. But then there was someone else who's going after the Shadow King as well. So I'm excited about this. This is the funny thing is it was a standalone, but then Trisha Levenseller announced that there's going to be a sequel to this. So I want to read this as soon as possible. And her other book, Blaze of Secrets, which I still haven't read yet, but I do want to because the sequel to that is coming out this year, sometime this year at least, and I'm excited to pick this up because I love Trisha Levenseller's book so far, with Daughter of the Pirate King duology as one of my favorites, and I hope this will become another favorite of mine as well. And the next ticket card that I almost grabbed two there is Animal on the Cover. Perfect. So the next ticket card that I have here is Animal on the Cover. So again, I have and Easter eggs, all the books that I want to read that has an animal on the cover, but let's draw some eggs. But got those shuffled. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's the green one. But let's see. Oh, it's Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, the final book in Grisha trilogy, the original Grisha trilogy, so I should go grab it as well. So here is Ruin and Rising, the third and last book of the Shadow and Bone trilogy. That's what they're calling it because it's the Grishaverse, and I'm trying to remember what the first book is about because I've read that last year, and same with Siege and Storm. Like, I'm liking the world. I do like the characters, but it's hard to connect with them for me at least. So from what I got from the first book, it's about a girl who's apparently a Grisha, and then she joins this army. That's all I remember about it. I'm not sure if I should reread the first two books and then go into this, because I still remember a little bit of it, but let me see how big it is, because it looks so big. Okay, so it's not 500 pages, about 417 pages, so I'm glad I'm getting some fantasies on here, but sometimes fantasy gets me in a rain slump. That's why I'm worried about, but I do love fantasy, so I'm glad I'm getting some fantasy selection for my TBR. And the last ticket card guide here is, random color generator. And the last ticket card that I have here is random color generator, where I use the random color generator to pick a book that has close to the color that has popped up. I recorded this already, and the color came up as like a lightish green, and the book that I picked is kind of close, so here's the color right here, and I know it doesn't match, but I kind of want to read this, My Country Mary by the Lady Janies and Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Joey Meadows. I kind of want to read this, so the green was kind of close, like on this side of the cover, so I'm going to count this. This is a retelling story about Queen Mary of Scots, and she turns into a mouse, if I remember correctly, which sounds interesting to me, and this was an anticipated book of release for me last year, but I didn't get a chance to read this, and I've been hoping to listen to this on audiobook because I've read Miley Jane books on audiobook, and I really enjoy them, but I haven't found much luck, but I do hope to read this on audiobook. If not, I might have to read it physically. It might be weird to me, but what other choice do I have? But other than that, I just do hope I pick this up because it was my anticipated release of last year, and I'm trying to catch up with that. And the first trading card that I have here is, classic. So the first trading card that I have here is black, which means to read a classic. I honestly was hoping classic didn't come up because there were some months that I just don't feel like reading classics, but since I started my reread of The Great Gatsby, I was like, maybe after this I'll try something new. And the book that I picked for that is King Arthur and His Knights by Howard Powell. This is obviously the original story of King Arthur, and this has been on my TBR for so long, and I've just been wanting to pick this up. I just love this edition that I have. This is a Barnes & Noble Classics edition, and the end pages is so pretty, and of course I usually read classics slowly, so I'm not gonna rush myself to read this because I want to enjoy the actual story of King Arthur, since even though I know a little bit of his story, but I'm just really excited to pick up a classic that has been on my TBR for so long, and it's one of the stories that I'm familiar with. And the next trading card that I have here is, oh, adult! So the next trading card that I have here is red, which means to read an adult book, and the book that I picked for this is The Rescue by Nicholas Sparks. I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book in a while, and I'm trying to read some of the ones that I haven't read before, but all I know about this book is about a fireman, and then he doesn't believe in love, and then he meets this woman. That's all I know about it. I usually go to a lot of his books blind because he's one of my favorite romance authors, even though I'm branching off of some Nicholas Sparks books, and I'm just excited to pick this up because it's been on my TBR for the longest time, even before I started BookTube, and I've just been wanting to read books from him that I haven't read before, so yeah, I'm excited to pick up a new Nicholas Sparks books that I have, and I hope that I enjoy as much as his other books. And the next trading card that I have here is, oh, another red for adult. And the next trading card that I have here is another red, which means another adult book, and the book that I picked is actually a library book that I thought I would try to catch up on library books that I have, which is Wait For It by Jen McKinley. I think that's how it's pronounced. I don't know much about it. I just picked it up because of the cover, but let me read over a synopsis so I would let you guys know what this is about. Okay, so from what I can tell from the synopsis, it's about a woman who's been married twice, and she divorced, and she dodged a marriage proposal, and she's not even 30 years old, and she's trying to escape all of it, and then she meets this guy while she's on vacation or something. I don't know, but that's what it seems like from the synopsis. Like I said, I just picked this up blind, and I'm very curious about this book since I found it in my library, so yeah, hopefully I'll end up enjoying it. So I do like a good romance in this springtime, even though the cover, it clearly looks like it takes place in the summertime, but and romance books usually help me get out reading some, so I'm just glad that I have some adult romances on my TBR. And the last trading card that I have here is, ooh, orange for historical fiction. And the last trading card that I have here is orange, which means historical fiction. And I know with this book, I'm probably really pushing it for me, but I've been wanting to read this for a long time since I've heard nothing but good things on BookTube, and many people have loved this series, and I tried reading this a few years ago and I DNF'd it, which is The Diviners by Libba Bright. I know it's like big, and I tried reading it on audiobook. Maybe I'll just put this on my TBR. I did enjoy the audiobook a little bit, but I think I'll try reading it physically and see if I will go back to the audiobook. If you don't know about The Diviners is a paranormal historical fiction that takes place in a 1920s in New York, but that's all I know about it. And I know I liked the book so far from what I've read, but I just really hope that I'll actually read this because I am really intimidated how big it is, but I'm pretty sure it's over 500 pages, but let me check, even though I am, yeah, it's almost like 600 pages, so, but I know that is a beloved book series on BookTube, but I do really want to give this a try, and like I said, I liked the book so far from where I got to before I DNF'd it. So yeah, hopefully I'll end up reading and enjoying it, even though it's a time period that I really like, which is the Roaring Twenties, but let's just hope that I'll at least start it for next month. So this is my TBR for April. I'm glad that I have some romances on here too. Hopefully it'll get me out of my reading slump and mix of genres here. And I have a 5-star prediction book, which I probably will try to read that first because it's from an author that I like. Whoop! But other than that, hopefully I'll end up reading most of these for April, but we shall see, and maybe I'll try to read some of these on audiobook because that might help me at least for a little bit for next month, but we shall see. So that's all for this round of Ticket to Read. If you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what you're planning on reading in April. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so we know if I ever post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!